What is going on, everyone? Leon checking in, and we're at it again with more content. And today we're going to be covering more Chromebook and how to make the display easier to see or show more information by increasing or decreasing the display size. All things said, let's go ahead and get into it. So to start this tutorial off, we're going to go to the lower right hand corner of our display and look for this widget here, or dock as you might call it, that has the clock, the Wi-Fi signal, and the battery, and we're going to click on it. Then we're going to look for the settings icon. This is shaped like a gear, and we're going to click on that as well. So this is going to pull up a page, and you can see we have this panel on the left side that has a list of options. And then we have what I would call our main area. We're going to refer to the panel on the left there and look for the option accessibility and click on it. Now this is going to refresh the center portion we were just talking about, and we're going to look for display and magnification and click on that as well. Now, before we move on, we do have a list of options in this main area that may be helpful for improving your visual experience. So first, we're going to have color correction. Now, I'm not going to mess around with this too much, but you have a slider where you can enable it, and then you have filter options. So we have this first option, red, green, green weak. Then we have a second option, red, green, red weak. And then we have a third option, blue, yellow. And you can see as I change this, we're going to get real-time changes. And then we have our last option, grayscale. So this is what you can expect from the color correction area. And now I'm going to disable it by clicking on that slider again. Moving on to our next option, we're going to have color inversion. So we're going to click on the slider, and this is going to basically invert the color. Now, what does this look like? Well, my display looked a bit darker before we enabled color inversion, and now it's lighter. And just to further explain this, and just to note, there is an explanation under all these features. It states turn light screens dark and dark screens light. So I'm going to go ahead and disable this. Next, we're going to have our full screen magnifier. Again, we can click on the slider, and that is going to magnify the display. Now, interesting enough, we're going to have a list of options underneath the settings that will change how the computer responds to how we use the trackpad. So our first option is move screen continuously as mouse moves, move screen keeping mouse at center of screen, or move screen when mouse touches edges of screen. Now, this is the option that's currently selected. And let's see, if I go to the edge of the screen, we could start to scroll here. And if I go toward the top, it's going to scroll there as well. So that's a very helpful feature. There's also going to be a shortcut here. Use search plus control plus M to turn magnifier on and off. But we're going to turn this feature off. And then you can see how everything zooms back out. So you do get quite a bit of zoom with that full screen magnifier. And then we have the docked magnifier. So it's kind of like the full screen magnifier, but we're going to have a dock at the top that allows us to see things larger, while the lower portion of the display is going to show things regular. And we also have a zoom level for this feature. So if we take a close look underneath, right now we are set to 4x. We can go to 2x, or we could go to 20x. Now that is going to be a lot of zoom there, but we have a whole bunch of ranges in between the 4x and the 20x if you're listening to this. I don't want you to think that there's only 2, 4, and 20x. We have 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So a large variety of choices there. But anyways, to continue on with this video, we are really looking for display settings, and we're going to click on this option. And we're going to look for the category built-in display. So it looks like we're set to small, which is 100%, and we can increase. Now, as we increase the display size, items will look larger. But there's going to be a con here. If you are going to be looking at multiple items, which we're going to try to do here, I'm going to try to bring up the Chrome browser, it's going to be harder to see multiple items because each item takes up more space. So you can see if you're watching the video, we have Google Chrome on the right and settings on the left. We are going to increase that display size further. And you can see that things are starting to get larger. 150% still isn't bad, but if we go to 200, it becomes harder to see the full page for the settings and also the full page for the web browser. So just something to keep in mind. But this works fine if you're just looking at one item at a time and you want to see things larger, whether you have a visual impairment or you want to reduce eye strain. But anyways, I hope that you found this video useful, and as always, thanks for watching and may the universe flow in your favor. And until next time, Leon checking out.